In the days in which Jesus was born, a new empire was on the rise, filled with pagan deities. Jesus was born under the first true emperor in that empire, Octavian Augustus Caesar. It was under a Roman puppet ruler, Pontius Pilate, during the reign of the second emperor, Tiberius Caesar, that Jesus was put to death. He died a disgraceful death on a Roman cross at the hand of Roman soldiers. Many of the early converts in the Roman colonies, when they refused to burn incense to the emperor, were tied to a stake and mauled by wild animals or were themselves crucified. Just a few hundred years later, a form of Christian worship would be established as the state religion for the entirety of the Roman Empire at a time when the tentacles of Rome had reached their greatest extent. How did that happen? If you read most secular histories, they'll talk about Christianity as a tiny cult that preached freedom and equality to the poorest classes of people, and they liked it. It will mention how in 313, after decades of persecution, the Emperor Constantine legalized Christianity, and then another named Theodosius in 380 transformed a particular form of Christianity into the state religion. All this is undoubtedly true, but it misses the most critical points. The revolution that took place in Rome did not take place on a battlefield with weapons of war, but Rome was reshaped from within, not by insurrection, but by resurrection. The apostles, first in disbelief when Jesus was so cruelly taken from them, were faced with the undeniable resurrection of the Christ. What happened next was what you would expect. They went everywhere telling people what they had witnessed with their own eyes. The Apostle Paul, a chief prosecutor of Christianity, suddenly logged 10,000 miles preaching it to people who he once regarded as dogs, whilst being beaten, defamed, lashed, and even stoned. But when people converted to this tiny cult that originated in Palestine, something happened to them personally. They went from living for themselves to living for others, just like their Savior had done. And they did so sacrificially. They built and manned hospitals and beneficent organizations. They brought hope to the sick and dying. They brought company and comfort to the elderly, and they gave food to the poor. There were awful rumors being circulated about Christianity. Some even said it was an evil, cannibalistic, or atheistic cult. The truth of the matter was that they were simple people who showed others the love of Christ. In their Sunday gatherings, everyone was treated with the same, regardless of their social status and ethnicity, and they were taught to live upright, moral lives, to obey their authorities, and to love and serve other people. And they could not be compelled, even under torture, to deny their Savior or to worship even Caesar himself. There's a lot of hand-wringing that goes on these days over the coming darkness. This is a call for Christians to step up, but not in the ways you might think. Instead, it's a call for Christians to do what Christians do best: love and serve people who have lost hope and who are given over to other gods and ideologies. It might take 300 years, but perseverance, long-suffering, and patience are uniquely Christian virtues. Let's close with the words of the Savior himself. "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven."